Welcome to Profit Channels. This is my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor and I don't give financial advice. Please consider this entertainment. I am looking at silver today, or SLV. Here's our monthly chart. You can see our monthly channel, and we just broken above our midpoint line. This is our weekly channel in blue, and then in green is the daily channel. But we are on top of all the moving averages, and they are all pointing up. So that is bullish. On the weekly here, you can see that we've been bouncing off this 50 period and heading up. We're a pretty good distance from the 200 period, but we've been further away. Again, everything's pointing up, and it seems pretty bullish. Also, we got a point of control here and here, very clear. This is medium term, long term. There's, clearly one down here, but I don't think we're going to get there. What does concern me about this weekly one, so you can see in our daily channel, we go from top to bottom. We're now at the top, and we have a gap down here around $30.60 that we need to fill. So we could be headed down here. We also have another gap down here on the weekly at 21, but that would be some kind of disastrous crash, which could happen if you look at my S&P 500 video. So we go into the daily. Chart here. Okay, so our moving averages, we're bouncing off the 50-day again. We've got some gaps. Here's this gap down here around $30.60. We got another gap down here, 28.65 maybe, and one just below us. But we're bouncing off the 50. We're a pretty good distance from the 200, but we have been further. So we are headed down slightly. So from here, and you can see our short-term point of control right here. I'm going to shut some of these off. Okay. And get rid of the ribbon. So you can see our lines gathered up, and then we are making for a takeoff here. And we've been doing that. We got some room to run in all three channels, clearly. But let's look at some fib extension. Wrong one. Here we go. So if I go from the bottom here to the top here to this bottom again, I get this fib extension. We're right at the 168. You can see 2 up here, 2.72, 2.414. These lines work pretty good through time. So, what are the goals? I don't know, but we're bouncing off of this guy. Let me close this. Oops. Close that. So if I do a fib retracement from the bottom here to the top up here, you can see these lines work out real nice. And we've got the 0.5 is right in this gap. 0.618 is in this area of strength. And this 0.382 works really good. So, I can easily see us coming back down here and maybe getting through the 50 and testing the 100, which could be somewhere around these midpoint lines. Oops. I put my extension back on. We could easily pull back to this 272 line. I mean, we're likely going to do that and fill this gap, I would think, but I'm always wrong. Then we got this one line right here. You can see the 786 works out okay. The 618 is a decent line. 0.5, 382, 236. So, it's interesting that if we kind of make our way back and get this gap within this channel, that's around 618. But let's look at this on a weekly time frame. So let me get rid of these. Should have done that earlier. If I look at our fib extension on a long term, so from the bottom to the top to this bottom here, we have these really nice lines. So we're coming back to the 786. You can see the 612 here. The 382 is the point of control. I mean, these lines work really nicely. And then I've got the one up here at the top of the channel. Now, if I do a retracement from where the one is, where I think our long-term goal is going to be, I can see these really nice lines in here. So there's the 236, the 382, the 0.5, the 618. These are all lining up real clean in here. So I do like these retracements. So, again, we got this gap here around $30, and I assume we're going to get there. I just don't know when, but we also have a lot of upside targets. If I go back to the extension and not the retracement, you can see here 1618 is up here by the top of this purple channel. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But if we come down here, I'm definitely getting in. If I look at this on our parabolic SAR, everything is pretty bullish here on the monthly. On the weekly, again, everything is looking real bullish. And on the daily, well, we've got some sells, and things are looking a little bearish through here. So we'll see how the daily this week pans out. Last week was a bullish candle. So far this week, this is looking bearish, but it's Monday. If I go to the monthly on this chart, our money flow index is kind of dipping down. Stochastics is up there, and we still have a trend going up. You can see that monthly candle, though, is looking a little bearish, but it's only a third of the way in. This one is. This one could, we got to see how this plays out. On the weekly, we are above our Bollinger Band and are due to make a correction. So, we spike up, then we're due for that correction. So we'll see what happens here. But money flows coming down a little bit. Stochastic is crossing over, and our ADX is flattening out. If I go to the daily, we got out of the Bollinger Band and came back to our moving average. So we're out. Are we going to come back to this $30 where, we've seen the gap? Money flows down, stochastics crossing over. So this is looking a little more bearish in the short term. So that's my view on silver. I'm waiting for a pullback to try to get in, but it could go strong still, but I think we're at the, I think we're due here, according to this short-term channel, to come back here and get this $30.50 gap. But again, I'm always wrong. All right, please give me a thumbs up if you like it.